Sorry, I didn't see you there. Good morning, boys and girls. I'm Diana, your Brits Kids Story presenter, and I'm going to take you on today's Bible adventure. Some of the luckiest people in the world are people like me with bad allergies. Strange, I know, right? Do you know why? It's because people with bad allergies don't have as strong of sense of smell as the rest of you. When your allergies are bad, your nose is busy making gross things that clog up your nose. Oh, sorry. Wait a moment. Like bogies. But those bogies can have a dampening effect on your sense of smell. As gross as it is to have a nose full of bogies, I ask you, is it grosser than having to smell when someone passes gas? Or when your parents drive past a smelly waste dumping ground on a hot, sunny day? Or when they decide that tonight, for dinner, they're going to cook fresh fish? There are few things smellier than seafood. Whether it's fish, shrimp, or shellfish, seafood has a strong odour. Before, during, and after cooking it. Some folks don't mind the smell of seafood, especially when it's cooking. Seafood fanatics get a whiff of what's in or on the grill and the steamer or in the fryer, and they can't wait to pile it high on their plates. But even seafood lovers aren't immune to the stink of seafood that's left out and gone off. If shrimp, shells and fish bones and other remnants aren't bagged and disposed of quickly, that seafood smell can stink up the whole house real quick. When you cook seafood at home, if any of it goes into the kitchen bin, that bin has to go out the same night, or your whole house will smell gross for days. It's also important to wash yourself properly after a seafood meal. Fancy seafood places often put wet wipes on the table as a convenience to help you get the smell of seafood off your hands. There's nothing worse than going out to play with your friends, having them sniff the air, turn up their noses and say, "You smell like fish." If there's one man in the Bible who understood the overpowering stench of seafood, it's Jonah. Join me as we find out why. See you in a moment. Hey there, friends. The Bible doesn't actually say what I am. It just calls me a big fish, which I, for one, find most flattering. Anyway, here in the reef, my friends call me Big Bob, so I guess you can call me a terrible storm. I heard some shouting.
A man overboard!
I tried to swim away. It was then I got a mouthful of what I later found out was said to be a human. But this was not just any human, for he was a prophet God chose to go and preach a message to the city of Nineveh. He was trying to run from God by getting on a boat and going in the complete opposite direction to where God was sending him. Tut, tut, tut. How foolish! Even a fish knows you can't run from God. So God sent a huge storm over the seas, causing the men on the boat to throw silly old Jonah off the boat and into the sea, which is where I met him. And before I knew it, I had swallowed him whole, along with my favourite desserts, shrimp crumble. Yuck! Or was he yummy? I just can't remember anything. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, we spent 3 long days and nights together because of his disobedience. Just imagine just how disgusting it must have been for Jonah, having to stay inside my stomach with fish guts all over his entire body for 3 whole days. Can you think of anything more gross and disgusting than that? To make a long story short, after 3 long, tiring days of stomachache and being forced to listen to Jonah beg for forgiveness and make promises to God 24 hours a day, I felt sick. So I resolved to go up to the shore and just let it all out, including Jonah. As he came out, I felt such relief. Instantly, I went home to tell all of my family about what had happened. I'm sure Jonah never forgot that experience. I know that I sure won't. And I'm sure that smell lingered with him for a long, long time. Any time Jonah smelled fish from that day on, he probably remembered being in the belly of a fish. He also remembered the lesson God taught him. God gives us second chances. Jonah didn't stay in the belly of that fish forever. God gave Jonah a second chance. God loves all of us, and He is willing to give anyone a second chance who asks. Whatever mistakes you have made, whatever sins you have committed, God will hear your prayer for forgiveness, and He will give you a second chance. This has been me, Diana, your Brit Skin Story presenter. Until next time!